was like a blind side to me. But I got fired. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is 2025, you guys. I'm sitting here, this man trying to wait for me or somebody to come and get out this damn truck, try and take a parking spot because I'm parked at home. But yes, so got fired over the holidays, y'all. So for those that did not know, if you're new to the channel and you're just tuning in to the journey, I got fired on my day off from Hirschbach. Not from Hirschbach like as a whole, but like from the account that I was on with FedEx. So basically, I was on I'd moved to dedicated from over the road, and I was doing a FedEx account that they placed me on out of Memphis, Tennessee. It was a good account. They paid a minimum weekly guarantee of $1,500. So it was pretty good pay. I did have a little bit of trouble adjusting as far as like how strict they were, but I wholeheartedly do believe that they let me go off of the account because I had taken too much time off. So again, if you're just tuning in and you haven't really read or had a chance to read the community post, basically on the 19th of November, I think it was the 19th or the 20th of November of 2024, I had came home prematurely off of the road because my grandmother was really, really sick, and they basically told us, like, you know, we don't know how much time that she has left. So usually I would be, you know, just focusing out on the road and whatnot, but my grandma has been the closest person to me, and we're so much alike, so that hurt me to hear that, and I couldn't function driving at all. Like, that was not in my card for 2024 to be losing my grandmother. So needless to say, as soon as I got that phone call, I was like, listen, y'all need to, I don't know, like, if you need to dispatch this load that y'all had pre-planned on me next to someone else, but I'm going home. Like, I'm dropping this load that I have on me at the airport. That's it for me. And it just went from there. So I came home, you know, spent time with her in the hospital and everything, where she was being taken care of. And then on the day after Thanksgiving is when she officially passed away. It still doesn't seem real to me, and I'm definitely still processing and trying to understand that I now have to understand how to exist in a world without being able to call my grandma anymore or hear her voice or have family gatherings with her. Like, I can't have that anymore. None of my family can. And that was just really, really hard because it just, nobody was expecting that. So I didn't, work was the last thing on my mind as far as, you know, coming back to work and whatnot goes, because at the end of the day, I can't function with crying 24/7, stressing myself out, crying myself to sleep, crying when I wake up in the morning, like thinking about her throughout the day and just like crying again. Like, I literally, my eyes were red for days because I just could not stop crying. And it was just, I went back to work, I think, briefly on the 7th, I think. So I had used, I that week that I came home early, I was in the hole for that week. And then the week following that, that ended up being my birthday on the 4th, and then I had already taken that time off though ahead of time before knowing that she was sick, and you know, it was progressing that bad. I had already told my job I'm taking time off for my birthday, so that time was already scheduled off. But the time that I came home early to be with her because of the news and everything, that was not scheduled, so that was just kind of last minute. And then the following week, like I said, I already had that time scheduled off for my birthday. Came back to work on the 7th, I think, the 7th of December. And then after that, basically, oh Lord, okay. After that, I came back to work. Wasn't really all there or together, and I could tell definitely by like how my work was being affected. Like I honestly didn't want to get up and do anything. I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to, but I had to push through it. And then on top of that, I got sick out of nowhere with some weird freaking stomach bug that just was making me runny nose, coughing, it was a mess. It was a mess on top of feeling like crap and just sad already, and then added being sick to it. So working. I was supposed to be back home on the 12th because the funeral for my grandmother was put together for the 13th and the 14th. Didn't make it to the 13th. That I had to miss that. The first family viewing, I ended up not being able to go because I was stuck. I was sick, couldn't really drive, wasn't about to push myself to drive or force myself to drive, especially given like the state that I was in. So I just, you know, I had to eat that one basically, and I let them know. They gave me a load. I had to do like relays, so I relayed the load that I had to someone else. Then I waited at the truck stop where I met him to give him my trailer for another driver to get her trailer to take that to Memphis, and then from Memphis, it wasn't Memphis, it was Arlington, Tennessee. Took that to Arlington, Tennessee, and then from Arlington I went home. And I literally did not get home until probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning on the 14th. The funeral was at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 14th. So literally I was cutting it very, very, very close. I drove down all of my time and just straight shotted it here from Arlington. So I just, it was a mess. But I got there and I let them know when I had arrived and whatnot and shut down. And then there was a lady that's over there doing something strange. I don't know what the heck she's doing, but anyway, I shut down, and then I ended up having to go to the hospital because I had stomach pains after we had the funeral. So it was just, I'm just getting hit back to back to back constantly with shit. Pardon my language, but shit. Back to back to back to back to back. Like I could not catch a break. Throughout this whole time, I was having communication with them. It wasn't like I'm just disappearing, you know, MIA, and no one knows where I am or what's going on. No, I'm not that person, never been that person. I will call. I did call. And I let them know, like, hey, you know, I ended up having to go to the hospital for stomach pains. They said I'm okay to come back to work. They were like, okay, cool. Send us the doctor's note that says you're okay to come back. I sent them that. They called the next day and was like, yeah, so that letter you sent, we're gonna need one that says you're fully cleared to come back to work. That one said only partial, which I didn't read the doctor's note. I just assumed that all the doctor's notes say that, you know, it was fully okay to come back to work, because the doctor that was looking over me and taking care of me, he knew that like I was fine. So I assumed that he wrote that on there. So I had to call the hospital and have them print me out another one that said that I was fully okay to go back to work. They did, sent it over. And then literally, I kid you guys not, the day after I just sent them that, no, not the day after. So the same day, right, that I sent that to them, because I sent it first thing in the morning. Janae, the driver manager that I had for the FedEx account, she calls and she's like, yeah, so when you're... Okay, my bad, guys. My phone was having issues with storage, so I gotta fix that. But finishing filming this video on the iPad. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So she calls the same day that I sent the note to her and was like, yeah, let us know when you're ready to come out. I was supposed to come out on... What date was that? I think it was like the 19th. Yeah, the 19th. Okay, so it was the 19th. And that's when I was supposed to be, getting back in the truck, going back to work. So I was thinking at this point in time that everything was okay. It was not okay, because literally the next day she calls again in the morning and is like, yeah, if you could just bring the trailer back to the Memphis yard and leave it there, that's all we'll need. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, oh, well, you're not on the FedEx account anymore. And I was like, okay, well, when did this happen? Because I was talking to you guys and no one said anything to me. So were y'all just gonna have me go down there and then just have me figure it the fuck out after I'm already there in Memphis? Like, the nerve. Like, I've been talking to y'all, sending y'all my doctor's notes, keeping updated with y'all. And I know that, like, it's not ideal for me to be out of work so long, but I had shit going on. And y'all aren't that important to me to be neglecting the time that I have to spend with my family. Absolutely not. So I'm sitting there, I don't say anything else. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So, like, what happens now? And she was like, oh, well, basically we're going to put you back in the general fleet for over the road. I was like, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. No. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, but you can't come back to the account and there's no more dedicated account. So I think they were trying to be funny with that whole thing, because so I told them already, right, that I didn't want to go back over the road. Cool. I got off the phone with her. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to give these people no energy. It is what it is. I'm not on a FedEx account anymore. That's fine. So I go and I call the recruiter and I'm like, hey, is there any, dedicated positions that are open? Because I'm no longer on the dedicated account that I was doing and I'm not trying to go back out over the road. So is there anything that's open? And they were like, oh yeah, there's a position down in McDonough for so-and-so. I'll shoot an email over to that person and see if they have spaces available. They do that, call back, and they're like, oh, yeah, so they're not currently open for drivers. I misspoke. I was like, oh, okay. So, and she was like, yeah, there's nothing else though. So, that's, I guess you're just gonna have to go back over the road. And I was like, okay, that's weird that you would say that, but I let it go. I didn't really, think too much of it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna think on it, because I didn't want to just jump the gun and hold on, guys. Okay, I didn't want to just jump the gun and just, leave and not have a plan, right? So I'm trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, because I already gave 9 months to Hirschbach trying to figure this stuff out. So I'm like, okay, something's got to give, got to keep calling and figuring stuff out, right? Right. So, I think like two or 3 days go by. Oh my gosh, my voice. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. 2 or 3 days go by, right? I don't know what the heck that was. And I call back in. This is like closer to Christmas now, right? So I call back in, and I called the dedicated, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm not sure you know what they were saying, but that account that you were told about, that one still has spaces. I don't know if it was just a recent thing or like if it was always like that, but they do have spaces, and I see that it just got filled this morning, and I was like, oh, okay. So do you have anything else that is available? And she was like, yeah, I can reach out and check. You know, it would technically be like over the road because you'd have to be out 3 to 4 weeks. It's not really hiring in the area that you live in, but if you tell them that you're willing to be out for that amount of time, you know, they'd probably bring you on and hire you. So I did what she said. I called them, the dedicated operations for that account, and got a hold of them, and she was like, they'll talk to the team that does like the dispatching and stuff to see if that would be something they could facilitate if I was willing to go out for that long. They never got back to me. So at this point, I'm just like, I feel like they're stonewalling me, like to force me to go back over the road. And I don't like that, because why are you being shady? Like, I digress. Anyway, but now kind of where I'm at with it, they basically, they haven't even really transitioned me over from that fleet, because I still have the trailer. And I told them, like, listen, because they're still racking up the truck payment on there and whatnot. So I'm just like, I'm not going back over the road. That's not what I want to do right now, you know? Not what I want to do right now. And even if I did do it, it would not be with them, because the main problem that I had was never being over the road. It was y'all were not paying me enough at all. Period. Like, you had your girl feeling like a broke ass college student out here all 2024 for 9 months. 7 really, because the last 2 I don't count because I was undedicated and the money was actually good. But for 7 months, y'all had me out here just like, no. And then you think that I'm gonna willy-nilly just happily go back to that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it sucks because I wish that I just left when it was, you know, months on end of not being paid, or just them giving me bullshit excuses about why I can't get miles, or why they have me chasing down freaking 400 something miles of empty miles to go get in placement for a load. Like, y'all were playing in my face, and I was too nice and tried to give the benefit of the doubt. I need to stop doing that. So with that being said, that is how I ended my 2024, being fired. Being fired off of that account, and then quitting Hirschbach, because I'm not doing that with them anymore. I'm not. I should have spoken up before about, you know, wanting to go somewhere else, but I was just so stuck on, okay, I wanted my first time leasing to work out. And that's not to say that I'll never lease again or anything dramatic like that. No, because I'm definitely probably gonna give lease another try. Just not with Hirschbach. Not with them. Somebody else can, try and throw their hat in the fray and see. I can see if it works out with them. I do have a couple of places that hold on. Right, so I do have a couple of places lined up that I've already called and I'm interested in, and I'm just kind of playing in the ballpark of things. And then also, on the other hand of things, I might just go, if I decide not to go with the leasing like right away again, what I might do is just go back company side for a little while, stack up some money, get some things in order, and then either put a down payment on a truck or just buy a truck outright and then go lease somewhere. Or once I just get my finances back in order, just in general, just do another lease purchase. I don't know yet what I want to do, but I learned my lesson. I learned a lot of red flags to look for. And it was just a learning experience overall for working with them. It was not all bad. I did have, good experiences with some of the dispatchers that I had a pleasure of working with, like my over-the-road manager, Lori. She was really sweet and down-to-earth. She was a very nice lady. I loved working with her. Danny, when I was on the Walmart pop-up account out of Douglas, Georgia, she was very sweet and such a pleasure to work with. And then just, a couple of other people here and there that made me feel like, okay, maybe it is kind of worth it to hang in there for that. But I definitely, if I was just going off of pay alone, I definitely should have been left when the checks started looking like, yeah, should have definitely left when the checks started looking crazy, because they had, they were doing me bad. They were doing me so bad. So bad. Like, y'all, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do a video breaking down, because I did get my end of the year printout for everything that I made. And I will preface, I'm still gonna make the video, but I'm gonna preface this by saying, all in all, revenue in general, the company made, my LLC made 90, let me see something, because I'm gonna pull it up so I have accurate numbers, because the way I tell y'all I'm pissed off with these people is crazy work. So let me see if I can pull it up, and I'm gonna show y'all real quick before I go ahead and end this video, right? Hold on one second. So we're gonna go to my info, my pay. Okay, boom. All right, so year to date, right? If you guys can see, well, I don't want my address and stuff up there, but like, okay, year to date, if it'll focus on the phone. Okay, I don't know if that's backwards, if y'all could see it, but year to date compensation, $91,198.22. Reimbursements was $16,801.41. Deductions for the year was $81,192.01. And the total amount that I've made in the whole entire like 9 months I've been working there is literally under $30,000. $26,807.62. Does that make any fucking sense? Pardon my language, but does that make any sense at all? Like, no. No, it does not. And all of that contributes to, I was watching my mileage. I never really was speeding like that. Because I know there's going to be people that are going to say, oh, well, it's fuel, it's fuel. Like, I am mindful of fuel. Okay, I am mindful of fuel, is what I was saying before it cut off again. But I kept that in mind. Wasn't really spending a lot on fuel like that. It was mostly contributing to the deductions, being behind when I was in a hole because they did not give me any miles. Like, chasing downloads, I think I said that already. And then it was just a whole bunch of, like, y'all, these people had me stressed, bro. Stressed. And it's sad that I had to learn this, like, this lesson the hard way, but never again. I can't, because, like, and then it was just like a lot of, I don't even know, y'all, but I don't think in the future that I'm going to go back trying again with Hirschbach. I know some people do go back. I don't have any type of inclination and specifically to go back to them folks. Not a one. Am I sad I have to give up Diamond? Yeah. Am I looking forward to cleaning out this truck? No, I'm not, because I have a lot of stuff in here. But at the end of the day, what'd she say? At the end of the day gotta end. So I'm not crying over it. I'm not upset over it. There's gonna be, I have a good driving record. I don't have anything on my record. Never gotten no accidents. So it's like, I could get another job and find another job somewhere else with my experience. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all wanted to play in my face and expected me to be okay with that because I sucked it up for so long, but that's not cool. And then another thing that got me, because I really did try. Like, when I tell y'all I was trying everything, like, no stone was left unturned trying to figure out a way how to make it worthwhile staying at this company, right? I tried looking into doing their social media program thing. I tried looking into being a trainer. Called them up for the trainer thing. Could barely get a hold of this man, right? And then I'm just like, when I did get a hold of him, at first they were like, okay, well, you know, we need to monitor your events, because I did have like one or two speeding events, but there's at Hirschbach, it's like, if you're over the speed limit by 1 for like more than 20 seconds, it'll trigger it to an event. So it wasn't like I'm going like freaking 70 miles per hour or anything crazy like that. No, it was literally like going down the highway and okay, it gets to like 66 or 67 if the speed limit is like 65, and I notice it, try and, you know, slow down, and then it already triggered the event by the time that I'm no longer there at that speed limit, you know? So it was one of those things. And then with the camera, it'll flag you a lot easier for certain stuff, but I'll probably go over that in a separate time anyway. But all in all, to say, I tried everything. I did try the training thing, like I was saying. I brought down what they wanted me to bring down, and did, you know, everything that they told me that I needed to do to be considered for training, because I thought, okay, if that's the way that I could bring in more money, even though I don't really like the concept of someone else being on my truck, I was willing to kind of, you know, get that sorted so I can get my money right with these people. I did that. I called safety myself and had them verify and be like, yeah, you're good. Like, we'll approve your application for being a trainer once you send it in again. But I could not send it in myself. I could only, when I submit the form on the portal, it goes to the man that you could barely freaking reach on the damn phone. And he never called me back, like, whatsoever. Like, I tried to call multiple times. I had to call that man about 30 times on separate occasions, trying to figure out, like, what's going on with the training thing. Because I had fixed everything that they wanted me to fix, but, like, so yeah, no, that had to go. But like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm probably gonna end it here and call it a day. But I will definitely keep you guys updated on what I am doing moving forward, what is next for me and for the channel, and just kind of go from there, you know, because I appreciate you guys so much for being on this journey with me, being patient with me, because the consistency was garbage last year. It was. I will give myself credit where credit is due, because I at least got the hard part out of the way, which is starting to post initially and being comfortable with posting. Granted, the consistency was trash, but I got over my fear of posting and putting myself out there. So I accomplished that. So I will give myself that and not be too hard on myself. But this year, for 2025, one of my goals is to be more consistent. And I implemented a plan already, and I'm going to try it out this month to see how that works. If it doesn't work, that'll probably be, you know, I'll make some tweaks to it and see what I could fix. But I think I got it. I think I got it. Outside of that, you know, like I said, thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Leaving the kind comments. Thank you to all of the people that reached out to check on me when you were reading the community posts and were aware of what was going on. Thank you so much, because those kind comments really, 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 really meant a lot more than you guys will know. But it is just very overall appreciated, you guys. And we're doing really good with the channel. We're only, I think, a little bit less than 500 away from our watch hour goals. So I want to try and, you know, hit that goal this year, and hopefully with the consistency we can get there. We're doing great and still growing strong at 642 subscribers. So thank you to all of you that have stayed, stuck around, and been a part, you know, of everything. And also, I'm excited to just share with you guys everything that's coming in the future. Very, 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 very excited, because I definitely have quite a few things planned moving forward. But this will probably be I'm not even gonna say probably, this will be the last time that you guys see Diamond, because I'm gonna clean her out today or tomorrow, over the weekend. Definitely I'm gonna clean her out, and then I am going to return her and the trailer to Memphis. So there is that. So kind of bittersweet. That's gonna be the one thing that I did miss. But yeah, anyway, that's a wrap for this video. I hope that you guys had a splendid Happy New Year's, and, you know, a beautiful Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and just, you know, happy holidays in general, for all of the holidays that have passed already for us to get here. I wish everybody wealth, prosperity, good health, and just an overall good year and good energy going into 2025. Put your best foot forward and just, you know, steer the course with your goal in mind. And remember always that God has you covered, even when you feel like it's not and He's not there. He has you covered for sure. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for future posts and videos and vlogs and new content. And definitely turn on the notifications so you guys can get notified about everything, whether that's community posts, new uploads, polls about me asking you guys things that you want to see on the channel in the future. Just let me know, you know. But yes, I will see you guys later.